Good day. I am Warren. I'm going to be taking you through how to navigate a question, how to go through it, how to essentially have confidence in the answer that you give. Now, the first and foremost is to actually read the question. Now, figure out what information is given. And after figuring out what information is given, now you figure out what relevant equations am I going to need in order to solve this. Sometimes it's just one equation, sometimes it's two, sometimes it's the combination of two with one missing variable common in both to get that missing variable so that you can use either one of those equations again to find the final answer. So the figuring out of what you have and what you're given also must take into account the conditions, because the information that you're given really is riddled with a lot of sub information underneath, in words like stationary, constant speed. Those words are essentially telling you something about the situation where it's not accelerating, it's doing this, it's doing that, in such a way that those little hints are the ones that are going to help you actually choose which equations to use and what answer they're looking for, and sometimes if your answer makes sense. There is the famous way of doing things, that is formula, substitution, and the final answer. And that is partly true, but it's not the complete story. First, you need to interpret the question. Can you, from the given data, extract what is going on? Can you now identify the relevant equations from the relevant concepts to actually now start working? Sometimes you need one equation, sometimes you need two. Most of the times your papers are to some extent labeled what kind of questions you're about to be asked, and thus simplifying the kind of searching that you have to do for the equations required for you to actually answer the question. Now, there is one way of looking at things. If it's a word problem, just check every single thing. Double check the question and double check the information given so that you can be able to actually now process everything and be able to write down the numerical given data as it represents a certain aspect of the calculation that you must do. Now, with regards to that, there is something that you can do to add more confidence to your answer, and that is just the verification of everything. In that, there's something called dimensional analysis. It sounds big, but it's essentially verifying that the final units of your answer are exactly the same as what you're looking for, meaning that when you multiply, add, divide everything according to the equation, the units that you get actually do represent what aspect that you actually want to present as your final answer.